The letter V stands for vulnerable. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far away from helping me, from the words of my groaning? O my God, I cry by day, but you do not answer, and by night, but find no rest. These are the words of human uncertainty, of abject loneliness, of helplessness. Such terrifying, fearful thoughts afflicted Jesus hanging on the cross, so he fell back on these words from the psalmist, the 22nd Psalm. Many vulnerable people over decades have depended upon that book of Psalms for words to validate the reality, sometimes good, sometimes bad, the reality of what they are currently experiencing. I myself memorized Psalms to recite during trying times in Vietnam, and though I never recall reciting an entire psalm, there were certainly phrases that popped into my mind at various odd times. Throughout this COVID-19 crisis, we have had many images of frightened, lonely, anxious people, often only being able to see their eyes. One wonders if these eyes tell stories of fear, or abandonment, or loneliness, or of hopelessness. Certainly the eyes reflect the vulnerability of one facing an uncertain future. I've sometimes offered what I have called a pandemic blessing. When you meet a person with a mask, may you see the eyes of God's beloved child. When you wash your hands, may you see the hands of God's beloved servant. And when you maintain that 6 feet of separation, may you bridge that space with a mutual blessing, one both given and one received, wishing good health to the one you meet upon the trail, always looking for the gift that person brings to your life. I offer this blessing to emphasize that God's presence can be as near as the closest helping person. However, the psalmist reflects the feelings of the vulnerable person who perceives God as being at a great distance, almost inaccessible. This gap, this space, is what I refer to in my benediction as the one we need to bridge with the mutual blessing as we try to discern a gift in that relationship. Admittedly, it is much harder to see a gift when God seems to be far away or even absent. I really do not know what that gift might be. Perhaps it comes with a growing awareness of something being lost and something being gained, as if one is disappearing or being welcomed into a bright, warm light. I simply do not know. I do know that this seeming difference in the perception of God as either being far away or close by has been a constant theme of faith discussions over the centuries. I also know that this vulnerability is felt and shared by my inner critic, because at this time, no inner voice speaks. There is only a silence, and perhaps that silence of the inner critic is the gift that bridges the space between God at a distance and God close by.